In the latter, in the first half of the 22nd century, humans went beyond the boundaries of the solar system and established rudimentary colonies on Mars and Europa. The vastness of space still looms large as a vast, largely unknown wasteland filled with unsolved mysteries, including Earth itself, which has yet to be solved. The now bustling center of technological development and interplanetary diplomacy was unprepared for what was to come on a day like any other. The sudden appearance of a colossal fleet beyond the orbit of the moon shattered the usual peace on Earth. The arrival was not heralded with threats or announcements, but its intent was clear from the quietly majestic presence of the starships, dwarfing anything built by man. The news spread like wildfire and sent the world into a panic. The Earth Protection Alliance is a military alliance consisting of all of the world's power. An emergency meeting was called, and suddenly foreign threats were made against world leaders and military strategists. General Marla Lee has been appointed commander of Earth's Joint Space Force. As satellite images continue to provide a deluge of data on the alien fleet and are faced with the daunting task of coordinating Earth's defenses, it becomes clear that these visitors are from the Galactic Empire, which strikes fear into neighboring galaxies and is known for its conquests. And the conquests of lesser powers. EDC's response was swift and decisive. Marla Lee authorized global broadcasting to locate the Earth. The simple but steadfast message was translated into thousands of languages, including mathematical and musical, to ensure understanding of any alien communication that attracted the attention of visitors from outside the solar system. I am General Marla Lee of the Earth Defense Alliance. You are on track right now. A sovereign planet involved in hostile. We know the Galactic Empire and your extensive history. We recommend keeping a calm distance and avoiding any form of aggression. Consider this a warning. Stay off the ground. The broadcast was not only a warning message, but also a test that tested the aliens for their ability to understand and respond. The world waited with bated breath for any communication or sign of aggression from the fleet. As the world held its breath, anticipation hanging over the planet like a thick fog in the silence that followed the broadcast, the fleets of the Galactic Empire remained ominously stationary in orbit, increasing the pressure on the planet with each passing hour. With every pair of eyes trained on the sky and everyone considering the myriad possibilities of alien intent, General Mara, stationed at EDC Central Command, monitors the situation with a calm demeanor that removes the tension around her and waits. The game continues until a sleek little ship breaks away from the main fleet and begins its slow descent to Earth. The move was seen as the first real test of the planet's resolve, triggering a pre-planned and coordinated defensive response from the US, Russia, China, and the EU. All major EDC participants are strategically deploying their space-based missile systems to cover all potential entry points into the Earth's atmosphere. These systems were originally designed to protect against asteroid threats and now belong to Earth. When an alien reconnaissance craft enters the upper atmosphere, the first line of defense against a potential alien invasion, its intentions remain unclear. General Lee ordered the engagement of missile systems around the world as he turned on to lock on incoming ships and, when ready, be precisely guided by an improved artificial intelligence targeting system, the Mara. Commanded. Her voice steadied over the communications lines linking all defense sites around the world, and a barrage of missiles lit up the quiet sky and soared into the sky. The display was awe-inspiring, inspiring, and horrifying, proving that humanity is prepared to defend its sovereignty. Caught in the attack, the alien attempted evasive maneuvers. It's clear that, despite advanced technology, the aliens underestimated Earth's defense capabilities. The scout ship was badly damaged by the relentless fire, its protective shields failed, and a last desperate attempt to escape was met with a counterattack. Its energy weapons occasionally glowed brightly in the night sky, but were largely ineffective against scattered mobile missile launchers, severely crippling the ship's ability to return to orbit and limp toward the safety of the mothership. The entire engagement was broadcast live as the world watched as Earth stood defiant against a technologically superior enemy. Successful defenses increased morale throughout Earth's population and governments, and the world was addressed by General Lee, now the symbol of Earth's resistance. Shortly after today, we showed that the Earth is not a silent victim in space. We will defend our home, our people, and our future against anyone who might threaten us. Let this be a lesson to all who watch from the dark void. This victory, however minor in a strategic sense, was a crucial psychological win for humanity. This shows not only their ability to respond to external threats, but also their willingness to work together for a common cause. This is the first provocation for the galaxy. The Empire was not only military participation, but also a declaration of land determination, as well as clear information on the universe. The Earth will not shake, making it amazing to defend the scouting ship. As the Galactic Empire re-evaluates its approach, Emperor Vrak, never one to shy away from a challenge, is both fascinated and exasperated by the resilience and audacity of a seemingly primitive species. Earth's resistance was not merely a military obstacle but a violation of his personal authority. From his command center, a massive structure orbiting the Empire's capital planet, Vorak, summoned its best advisors and strategists into space, humming with alien dialects and the soft hum of advanced computing devices. The Emperor, a towering figure with a stern face, broke the silence with a command to begin the next phase, test their resolve further, and let's see how they deal with chaos. At his behest, the Empire launched a series of planned attacks, not against Earth directly but against its new interstellar infrastructure, mining outposts, asteroid exploration facilities on Mars, and supply routes. As for the outer colonies targeted, the attacks were swift, brutal, and carefully planned to avoid any major galactic escalation. Every raid is over. The EDC convened an effort to control the germination crisis overall in the Mara-Lee solar system. Past strategists introduced new approaches to these galactic games. The Empire seems to be having fun. We can't beat them in a war of attrition, she said during a closed-door meeting with Earth, military, and political leaders. Our strength lies in our ability to adapt and innovate. Under her leadership, we will change these games, and Earth's response will shift from defensive to proactive, knowing that their outer defenses cannot stop every attack. They began building mobile defense platforms and space stations capable of rapid movement and response while equipped with Earth's latest developed weapons and protective technologies and technical reconnaissance craft that were salvaged. Their breakthrough in energy shield technology is particularly promising, potentially protecting their facilities from future attacks. As their pursuit of the Galactic Empire continues, they begin to notice a change in Earth's tactics. What was once an easy target now becomes a trap where mobile defense platforms suddenly appear. The counterattacks, which wreaked havoc on the Imperial attack fleets, turned interstellar clashes into a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. Each side is constantly adapting to the other's movements. The Empire was under severe pressure with its vast resources and advanced technology, but Earth's resilience and hunting skills were able to hold their own, turning the otherwise simple conquest of an empire into a vast, expensive undertaking. This phase of the conflict demonstrated humanity's resilience and ingenuity, proving to the entire galaxy that Earth is not a player to be underestimated. The Empire's view of Earth changed from seeing it as a minor nuisance to a legitimate and capable force on the galactic stage, setting the stage for more intense confrontations in the future. After months of intense skirmishes and tactical gambits, a tense and uneasy calm settled over the solar system, with both Earth and the Galactic Empire taking this time to regroup and reassess their strategies, each considering their next move. In this unexpected, protracted conflict on the ground, the public mood had shifted from initial panic and fear to a determined resilience. Communities around the world engaged in civil defense and support for the EDC sword, and with volunteers volunteering in various capacities to support the war effort, the spirit of unity and defiance became a prevailing ethos that accelerated innovations and adaptations in both the military and civilian sectors. In the corridors of power, General Marla Lee holds a series of top-secret meetings with the world's best minds, including Dr. Lena Voss. Energy Vulnerability Shield. This could be used. Her team developed a prototype weapon system capable of disrupting these shields for long enough to deliver a decisive strike. Imagine that Dr. Voss holds up a small, complex device to explain during a high-level briefing. If we can integrate this technology into our missiles, even our smallest fighters could take down an Imperial cruiser. It changes the game completely. The implications are far-reaching. With this new technology, it is possible for Earth to shift from a defensive stance to launching an offensive against the Empire with power and efficacy previously unimaginable. Meanwhile, in the strategic center of the Galactic Empire, Emperor Vrak and his advisors watch the events on Earth with a mixture of respect and concern. The Empire has faced countless adversaries during its centuries of expansion, but none have been able to adapt as quickly and violently as humanity, and Vrak knows that continuing to underestimate this enemy could have dire consequences for our intelligence efforts. Vrak ordered his spy director. We need to understand their abilities and intentions and prepare the fleet. If these people want to escalate, we will be ready to respond on Earth. The last Dr. The test of Voss shield separation technology proved successful. General Marrels planned a brave demonstration of the new capabilities of the Earth. Isolated Empire mining outpost Kuiper Belt would be their target, chosen for its strategic insignificance in order to avoid complete remuneration-provoking but valuable enough to test the reaction of the Empire to their modernized arsenal. The soil fleet changes with the introduction of new technologies. This task is a calculated risk, but it is important to check the weapons instead of having a real fight. This operation would either be a turning point leading to peace negotiations or the spark that ignited a fiercer phase of the war. As the fleet approached the target, the crew aboard the flagship held their breath, aware of the stakes. The outcome of this contact will shape the future of Earth and its place in the galactic community, which is watching closely to see if this young, bold civilization can truly challenge the power of the Galactic Empire. The Kuiper Belt mission proved to be a huge success thanks to Earth's new technology, allowing their forces to destroy the Imperial outpost shields and quickly achieve victory. The message was clear. The Earth had developed the means not only to defend but also to strike back effectively. Energized by this victory, Earth's strategic command prepared for what they anticipated to be a more significant challenge in response to Earth's audacious attack. The Galactic Empire, determined not to be outmaneuvered, shifted its focus to a more prized target, Earth's lunar base. The base is not only a key hub for Earth's asteroid mining operations, but also an important military outpost equipped with advanced radar and missile defense systems. The Empire believed that destroying the moon base would demoralize Earth and weaken its ability to launch counterattacks in deep space. Commander Raj Patel, stationed at the lunar base, was tasked with overseeing the defenses, known for their tactical ingenuity in the coordinated terrestrial, lunar, and orbital defenses, to establish a network of crossfire zones around the moon, prepare all batteries, and prepare drones. "We are building our booth here." Raj ordered his voice to echo through the base's loudspeakers. The battle began as the Empire's dreadnoughts bombarded the surface of the moon from orbit around their target to overwhelm the base's defenses with sheer firepower. However, the defenders of Luna were well prepared. Using the moon's craters as natural shields and firing from hidden positions, they launched a series of hit-and-run attacks against the Imperial fleet, taking advantage of the slow maneuverability of the larger ships. Meanwhile, Earth space fighter squadrons, equipped with the new shield-destroying missiles, scurried through the chaos against the exposed vulnerabilities of their shield technology. Each successful attack drew cheers from Earth's defenders, but the battle was far from over. Unhappy with the stiff resistance, the Empire sent ground troops to the surface in an attempt to take the base by direct assault. Anticipating this move, the Raj had already prepared its ground forces for close combat. The battle on the lunar surface was brutal. As the battle rages on the lunar surface and in orbit, Earth forces operating in a low-gravity environment use their mobility and deep knowledge of the lunar terrain to their advantage. The tide began to turn in the Earth's favor. The combination of guerrilla tactics and the effective use of shield-disrupting technology inflicted heavy casualties on the Empire's forces. Realizing the cost of continuing the assault would be too high, the commander of the Imperial Navy ordered a retreat. The Battle of the Moon ended in a decisive victory for Earth. It was not only a military victory but also a great morale booster for the Earth colonies. Commander Raj Patel emerged as a hero, symbolizing the planet's determination and ability to defend its interests in the face of seemingly overwhelming odds after the war. As celebrations ensue for Earth and its colonies, strategic discussions take on a new tone. Earth successfully defended its territory and showed that it could repel the power of the Galactic Empire. This victory changed the strategic calculations of both Earth and the Empire. Although the battle was costly, it proved that Earth was a rising power capable of changing the balance of power in the galaxy. After a huge victory in the battle for the moon, Earth's leaders understand the importance of maintaining momentum. Although morale on the planet and its colonies was high, Strategic Command knew that the Galactic Empire would not sit idly by after such a defeat. The need for constant vigilance and further innovation became paramount to General Marrel understanding. The stakes involved initiated a covert operation aimed at gathering more intelligence on the Empire's capabilities and future plans. The operation code, named Stellar Whisper, involved inserting a highly trained team of intelligence operatives into the Empire's communication networks. The team was led by Captain Nina Morales, an expert in cyber warfare and espionage, and her team, aboard a stealth ship, approached an Empire communication relay station disguised as a merchant vessel. Using advanced hacking tools developed from the technology salvaged from previous encounters with the Empire, they infiltrated the station systems. The operation was risky. Any mistake could not only jeopardize their mission, but also expose Earth to a crippling retaliatory blow in the dimly lit cabin. Nina's team works with precision as they delve deeper into the Imperial network. They uncovered a wealth of data that included ship movements, supply chain logs, and the most detailed plans for an impending large-scale invasion of Earth. The invasion plan revealed a critical insight. The Empire was thinner than it publicly acknowledged, relying heavily on automation and air-controlled ships. Due to the loss of staff in recent small-scale conflicts with this valuable information, Nina transmitted data to the strategic order of the Earth. Although the encrypted transmission is short, it is always medium. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Dr. Lena Voss and her team of scientists and engineers decided to exploit this newly discovered weakness. They have developed specialized electronic warfare drones capable of disrupting artificial intelligence communications and control protocols. If these drones are successful, they can paralyze the fleet of empires and turn their power into their biggest enemies, as the expected invasion has exacerbated the land protection capacity to strengthen these new drones. In addition to continuing to produce shield weapons, and training exercises, the focus is on the scene related to the participation of large-scale fleets, in particular the emphasis on electronic and network war strategies. The revelation of the Empire's plans not only allowed Earth to prepare more effectively, but also changed the strategic landscape of Earth's leaders. Now aware that the Empire's over-reliance on technology, not only for defense but also for seizing the initiative, threatens to turn the tide of the war, the stage is set for a confrontation that will determine Earth's future and its role in the galaxy. The secrets that Nina and her team discovered not only provided combat opportunities for the Earth, but also a decisive victory in the upcoming conflict. The scene is to become a critical moment of conflict between Earth and the galaxy. Empire General Mary, aware of the potential consequences of failure, decides on a bold strategy. Instead of waiting for the Empire to launch its planned invasion, Earth would preemptively strike at the heart of the Empire's fleet, using their new electronic warfare drones in conjunction with their shield-disrupting missiles. The operation, codenamed Eclipse, was intended to cripple the Empire's fleet and force negotiations from a position of strength. As Earth's fleet gathers in secret, strategic targets are selected based on intelligence gathered by Captain Nina Morales' team. The main targets were the Empire's flagship and accompanying dreadnoughts, known to be highly automated and vulnerable to new disruptive technologies. The fleet moved under the cover of the asteroid field to the indicated coordinates, where the Imperial fleet was predicted to pass. The tension between the crew members is easy to spot, and every member is aware that the success of their tasks can completely change the support of the land. With the nature of the Empire fleet, the Earth exposed us to its drones, spread rapidly, and began to enter. Designed to mimic standard communication signals, these drones easily bypassed the Imperial AI system's initial firewall defenses while unleashing Earth fighters, a mess of missiles equipped with new shield-destroying technology. The first wave of attacks managed to disable several smaller ships, causing chaos and mayhem in the Empire as the drones went into action, cutting off the AI's communications. The larger dreadnought began to falter, becoming unstable and uncoordinated, and General Myra Lee monitored the battle from a command center on Earth, precisely directing her forces to focus her fire on the flagship. Now that she has given the order, the Imperial Navy works to maintain order. The final attack on the flagship was intense, leaving the once majestic ship vulnerable. As the flagship's shields flickered as a barrage of devastating missiles hit, a carefully directed strike from one of Earth's elite pilots penetrated the hull of the flagship. This caused a severe shock that paralyzed the ship's electrical system. As the dust settled and the remnants of the Imperial fleet retreated in shame, the extent of Earth's victory became clear. They not only successfully repulsed the devastating invasion, but also demonstrated the ability to deliver a decisive blow to the superior forces. This victory marked a turning point in the war, as their fleet was severely damaged and their strategy disrupted. Forced to reconsider their position on Earth, the Empire sent a message through diplomatic channels proposing a ceasefire and peace negotiations. The tactical genius and technological ingenuity displayed by Earth earned it new respect and fear, while their monumental victories and actions emboldened the entire galaxy. The leadership of eclipsed Earth felt a surge of optimism about the prospects for peace. But Emperor Flack, humiliated by the unexpected defeat and subjected to pressure from the War Council, regarded the truce as a mere strategic pause. He planned a more direct and terrible response, a direct attack on the Earth itself, hoping to destroy the human spirit forever without the Earth's knowledge. The Empire had built a massive dreadnought, codenamed Goliath, specially designed to withstand Earth's new technology. This ship was equipped with an advanced auxiliary device that could eliminate electronic interference and shields designed to resist it. With the devastating technology that Earth had used so effectively, as the Goliath approached Earth, Hidden by mist and escorted by a fleet of warships, Emperor Vorak sent a terrifying message directly to Earth's leaders. Your stubbornness has been admirable, but it ends now. Submit or face destruction, General Mara Lee. The now seasoned war leader responded with cool determination. She mobilized the entire Earth defense network and gathered her forces for what she believed to be the decisive battle of the war. We have faced threats in the past and won. We will do it again. She announced her conviction to strengthen the morality of the Earth's defender. The fight began with the giant satellite protection agency, Nebula Earth. The initial salvo was impressive, lighting up the sky like fireworks, but the Goliath's enhanced defenses were still formidable, as conventional weapons were ineffective. Mara deploys a newly formed squadron of stealth bombers, each equipped with the latest shield-destroying technology. These bombers are piloted by the Imperial Navy, dodging enemy fire and concentrating their attacks on Goliath in the center of the subcommands, and the shield-destroying missiles finally began to find their targets. During the attack, the dreadnought's shields flashed, exposing its armor to further strikes on Earth. Dr. Lenin Voss has continuously improved jamming technologies in cooperation with the fleet and optimized them based on real-time feedback from battlefields, targets, and the attack channel. Her voice offered advice. Still, despite the chaos of war around him, the Goliath's armor began to buckle under the concentrated fire of the ground forces as the battle progressed. Critical systems began to fail, and the morale of the Imperial troops suffered as they witnessed their once invincible knot of fear. In a desperate last maneuver, Goliath's commander ordered a direct strike on Earth with the goal of crashing into the planet. However, Earth's pilots, led by Captain Jack Harrow, staged a daring counterattack in a final act of defiance. They managed to disable the dreadnought's propulsion engines, leaving it running and effectively neutralizing the threat. Goliath is captured, Emperor Waker's plans are thwarted, and Earth not only survives the onslaught but also demonstrates unprecedented technological and strategic prowess. After the stunning defeat of the Goliath, the balance of power between Earth and the Galactic Empire shifted dramatically. Recognizing that military victory was no longer feasible, Emperor Vlak grudgingly agreed to peace talks. However, within the Empire's highest echelons, dissatisfaction with VA's leadership grew, leading to political destabilization. Sensing an opportunity, the leaders of the land decided to use their advantage not only to ensure peace but also to ensure that the threat posed by the Empire did not reoccur. General Mara Lee, along with Earth's diplomatic corps, proposed a bold plan, a direct intervention in the political turmoil of the Empire. The plan was to support a faction within the Empire sympathetic to peace with the Earth, facilitating a leadership change. This operation, codenamed Regent, involved both covert operations and overt military support, marking Earth's first venture into galactic-level statecraft as Earth's operatives infiltrated the Empire's capital planet. They coordinated with local dissidents and reformists opposed to Vrak's militancy, and these allies provided critical intelligence and facilitated sabotage operations to disrupt loyalist forces, communications, and logistics. Meanwhile, Earth's fleet, considered a liberator by many within the Empire, deployed around the imperial capital in a show of force. The demonstration was more than just a military exercise. It was a signal to Wak's opponents that Earth was committed to supporting his palace fortress, Emperor Vrak, as he watched his kingdom crumble. The alliance grew against him with Earth's involvement, realizing that his position was in jeopardy. He desperately deployed his elite guard to preserve the siege of the palace. The S-Fleet hired the remains of the Empire's space forces. At a highlight, General Mary led a team into the heart of the palace and turned to flak on his throne. The meeting was tense, and Wolak was defiant. In the end, however, faced with overwhelming evidence of his inevitable defeat and confident of a safe banishment, he finally capitulated, agreed to abdicate, and allowed the transitional government to take over on Waker's surrender. The siege ended with the Empire's new leadership consisting of leaders who advocated peace and cooperation with Earth, taking steps to stabilize the region. Earth diplomats worked closely with the new regime to draft a peace treaty that included provisions for disarmament, war reparations, and the creation of a joint galactic council to oversee interstellar relations and conflicts. This successful intervention not only secured peace for Earth, but also established it as a significant power in galactic and political politics. Earth's approach, combining military prowess with diplomatic acumen, became a model for resolving interstellar conflicts, advocating for cooperation over conquest. As Earth celebrated the end of hostilities, General Mara Lee reflected on the journey from defense to diplomacy. The siege of Vorak had not just been about defeating an enemy but about building a foundation for lasting peace and understanding across the stars. The abdication of Emperor Vrak and the establishment of a new leadership committed to peace marked a dramatic change in the Galactic Empire, as some resistance groups and loyalist groups continued to challenge the new regime, but with continued support. They were gradually suppressed. After weeks of grueling negotiations, intense diplomatic conferences, the peace treaty is finally ready to be signed. The treaty marked a comprehensive imperial disarmament agreement, the replacement of war-torn systems, and the establishment of a joint Earth Imperial Council to oversee the implementation of these terms and promote further cooperation in matters of trade and security. General Mara Lee, who had become not only a military but a diplomatic leader, was present at the signing of the treaties for a neutral space station orbiting a peaceful garden world. Representatives of various planetary systems, formerly under the thumb of the Empire, attended and experienced a new era in galactic relations. As the documents were signed, Mara felt a mixture of relief and anticipation. The war had taken its toll, and the prospect of peace brought hope to billions across the galaxy. However, she knows that the real test of the treaty lies in her ability to implement and work together in the future. Back to Earth celebration and the outbreak, humans survived not only in the confrontation of the most powerful power with the Milky Way, but also stood out on the Milky Way stage. Schools taught the story of the defiance of the Earth and the subsequent fall of the Emperor as a critical chapter in human history. Meanwhile, Emperor Vorak, now in exile on a remote, isolated planet, lived in isolation. His exclusion is a cautionary tale about the dangers of arrogance and underestimation. The power of determination in solitude gave Vrak time to reflect on the war and to consider the resilience and cunning of human nature that he had so easily overlooked in his new empire. Reforms began to transform society, and new leaders, many of whom were involved in the resistance to the VLA, worked to restore trust in citizens and neighborhood systems. They dismantled the oppressive structures that fueled the Empire's expansionist policies and replaced them with institutions designed to foster cooperation and innovation, while Earth continued to strengthen its defenses and expand its technological capabilities. The war fueled the advances in space travel, energy production, and weapon systems that now drive Earth's economic and scientific communities and increased humanity's role in galactic affairs as Earthlings took center stage in the new universe. Respect she uses to champion unity and collaborative problem-solving in the name of galactic unity. The story of Earth's rebellion, the fall of the Emperor, and the subsequent rise of a more harmonious galactic community is a testament to the power of determination and diplomacy. It is a legacy that will influence generations to come and remind all of humanity of the potential that exists when Earth looks up to the stars and unites for a common cause. It is not as a lone survivor, but as a valued member of a large and vibrant community, ready to face the new challenges the future may bring.